Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of D-List Diaries, where we have a very special guest today. You have Kirsten and I welcoming Lindy from Married at First Sight Season 15, San Diego, to the D-List Diaries podcast.
Yay! Whoa! Thanks for
Welcome,
having me. I'm excited
Lindy.
to be on your podcast.
We're
Yeah,
excited to have you. You look so beautiful. Thanks for coming.
Oh, thank you.
we've been getting all the San Diego girlies, so we're happy that you joined us today because we have not officially met, but it feels like we know each other, so we're excited.
Yeah, we do have that connection. I just feel so familiar with y'all's face and I've been following the podcast, so I'm just excited to be here. But I'm actually the only girl from San Diego season still in San Diego, I think.
Really?
Everyone else has moved.
Do you consider yourself still, wow, I can't use words. Consider yourself still in San Diego even though you travel everywhere? Like, how often are you actually in San Diego?
I mean, it's still my home and my place of work. But I would say probably half the month I'm actually home, just sporadically spread out. Not like a chunk of time, but yeah, I'd say 2.5 weeks out of the month I'm sleeping in my own bed.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. You still get your
Yeah,
mail
that's not
there.
bad. Yeah,
Yes,
that's not
definitely
bad
get my
at
mail
all.
here. I have my own place, which is exciting. I always
Ooh,
had a roommate because I travel so much and have a cat, but it just wasn't worth the hassle anymore. And I just love having my own space. It's been amazing.
I love that. Who watches your cat when you're gone?
Friends, neighbors, Rover.
You're so
Rover.
lucky to
Yeah,
be
you
able to
have
do that.
you
Yeah.
have good friends.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. Everyone's really nice and they love her. She's easy, they just check in on her and make sure she's eating, and she's used to being
Basics.
alone for a couple nights at a time since I do travel a lot, but she's chill.
Well, before we get into all the show stuff, tell us what's been going on with you since the show has done airing. You're a flight attendant now, which I feel like I've mentioned 600 times, but it's only because I'm so fascinated. I feel like everyone growing up wanted to be one, but you actually get to be a flight attendant.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, it's been almost 2 years, which is wild to think about. I've been flying for almost 2 years.
Wow.
But yes, so
Wow.
I am a doctor of physical therapy, as you guys know from the show, and I've talked about that. I've been one for about 7 years, burnt out, can't do it 40 hours a week. Still love the job. I just am not the same clinician and the same care provider when I'm working 40 hours a week
Yeah.
than I am when I went flying over the weekend and got to explore a new city. And then I come into the clinic and I'm just so excited to be there and be making good money and helping people. So it's just a really good combo. I first started out San Francisco based, which was really difficult because I have to commute to San Francisco and then start flying.
Oh,
I
gosh.
did that for 6 months, which was so exhausting because I still had my hospital job. So I was just
Oh my
balancing so
goodness.
much. But now I'm San Diego based, so it's so much easier. All my trips start and end here.
Do you
Wow.
ever come to Nashville?
I haven't had a Nashville layover yet. I think I've had just a stop off, but not a real layover.
You'll have to plan a trip here.
Absolutely, yeah. I have
Come
free
see
flights. I
us.
can come anywhere.
There
Yeah,
you
come see
go.
us. That's right.
Well, maybe you wait till after tornado season, but in the summer you can come do a little visit. With all your jobs, do you have health insurance now?
I do. I have with my flight attending job, I have really good dental health vision, and then I also have the flight benefits, which are the main reason I'm doing the job. Free flights on any airline anywhere in the country, and then
What?
it's about $200 round trip anywhere in the world on
Oh
any
wow.
airline.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm becoming a flight attendant
I know,
immediately
right?
because
We
Please,
need to sign up, refer us.
it's like a cult. I keep trying to get more people to do it because it's so easy to travel anywhere. It's just so much fun.
I want to travel somewhere soon, so I definitely need to sign up.
Kirsten, you should actually be a flight attendant. Like, I can't really do it because I have 3 dogs and Chris travels 3 weeks out of the month. So someone needs to be here to parent them. But Kirsten, I think you should be a flight attendant and you and Lindy can have a blog or something.
And that's the thing. I love to travel, but I don't like flying, so I don't know how that would work out. Like, how many flights do you attend a day? I don't know if I could just get on and off planes all day long. Like, okay, we're up in the air again. Here we are. How many times are you in the air?
I mean, I don't really know. It's hours. It differs. It's different every day. But like they can't fly us more than 10 and a half hours in a day.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're like protected by that. And then they have to give you like 10 hours rest. So like they'll put you in a hotel somewhere. But I actually am the most nervous flyer.
Really?
See, we have that in common. Yeah, I am too.
I hate turbulence. Like I hate turbulence with a passion. And
How
I'm like
are you a flight
trying to
attendant?
keep a straight face. And I'm like, everything's fine. And I'm like walking into the
Don't
bathroom. I'm like,
panic.
we're gonna die. Like it's not great, but I feel like it's like exposure therapy. Like the more I do it, the like more normal it's coming. Meeting the pilots, like going into the flight deck and just like understanding more about aviation has really helped, but I still definitely am uncomfortable and do not like turbulence.
My goodness.
See, Kirsten, you could do it.
I could
Sign
do
her
it.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. Catch me in Italy on my off days.
I'm going next week. I'm going to
Oh,
Italy next
which
week.
Are
part? Which
you?
part are you visiting? How exciting.
Palermo. I'm
Ooh.
like flying to Palermo. I'm not a cruise girly because I like to like stay in one area and like eat the local food and like stay in an Airbnb and see more of the architecture stuff like that. But I got like a really good cruise deal for it's $300 for a 5-day cruise.
Around
And we're
Italy?
going, yeah, Italy, Marseille. So we're going to France too, and then like Barcelona, and then Tunisia in Northern
Oh,
Africa.
lucky
I'm
For
you.
so
$300?
Send us
$300.
pictures. That's a steal
Yes.
deal.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I mean,
I'm
should we
jealous.
come?
I
Right.
mean, you're
Like,
invited. Everyone's invited.
wow. See all the fun things that you could be doing, Kirsten.
I'm gonna sign up
Yes,
tonight.
yeah.
You should. Are you still thrifting? I used to love how you thrifted. I feel like when we watched your show, I kind of knew we were going to be on the show at this point. So I was acting as though we knew you. So I was like, oh, my friend Lindy thrifts all the time. And now I'm going to thrift. And I never did.
I really, truly, like, it is a talent. I can walk into a store and spend like $50 and have like 3 new outfits. Like, I absolutely still thrift. I love it. I also have been starting to host clothing exchanges at my place.
That's so smart.
I invite coworkers and friends, and everyone brings whatever they have that they just want to get rid of. We lay it all out on the couches like crazy, and it's just a free for all.
Huh.
Yeah, this is actually I got this for free from friends Lululemon. I would
Oh,
never spend the
wow.
money on Lululemon, but I got it for free.
I
That's
love it.
such a good idea.
You
It's
are
like
a
going to
smart
Goodwill,
woman.
but you don't have to pay anything.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
You're giving us a lot of new things to think about today. So this has already been super productive. But, this is the D-List Diaries, and we are called that. If you've probably heard me say this because you listen to the podcast, but it's really about life after becoming moderately recognizable. So I would imagine being a flight attendant, are you getting recognized? Because the airport is like the number one place. If I'm in an airport, immediately I'm famous. So are you just getting recognized all the time?
You know what's funny is like when it aired on Netflix, yes, it was like constantly, but before and kind of since after it's trickled down and people are just like, "Oh my God, how are you? Like we went to school together, right?" Like they can't pinpoint it, but they like
Yeah.
think we're friends and I'm just like, "Yeah, oh my God, good to see you, girl." Like bye. Like I just kind of dismiss it. I never like admit, but I'm very recognizable, but people can't like pin it down or they think I'm on Love is Blind and I'm like if I was on Love is Blind I would be like doing much better than
Yeah.
we'd be much
We know
more
what you mean.
famous.
Yeah, we definitely know what you mean. That's so funny that you say that.
Do you feel like you're normal now? Like life has calmed down, you've gone over the Netflix hump?
Oh, for sure. It feels super normal. And like when people recognize me now, it happens all over the world. Happened last week in Mexico and it's happened in Vietnam. Like I
What?
Doesn't
people
that feel so weird when it happens out of the country? You're like, I'm somewhere else totally different. It happened to me in Mexico. I was like, why are these people coming up to me in Mexico asking me this?
it's so disorienting because you like
Yeah.
forget about it, especially because you're in such a foreign environment and then you're just
Right.
like, whoa. But people are so just like chill. Like I've had such positive experiences. People are so nice.
Good.
That's
And
good.
they're always just like, yeah, like, we're happy that, you're not unhappy anymore or whatever. So it's been really nice.
Good. Yeah, I feel like now that the longer that has passed, and you've obviously been on the show before us, but the people get nicer. So when it first aired, it was
Mhm.
like, that's where everyone really came out to be mean. But now that people are just catching up, seeing it on Netflix or have watched it many years ago, everyone's super nice.
It's always refreshing when people are very positive and nice. It like makes you feel so much better. You're like, oh, Thanks for being kind to me.
Yes, absolutely. Because we've all had the negative, like most of it's online. I never had
Hmm.
any negativity in person, but like my ex-husband was like really like verbally attacked and stuff in
Really?
real
Oh my
Ugh,
life.
goodness.
that's
Even when
Oh.
we'd be
awful.
like together, like walking around together, they'd be like say cuss words and stuff, and I'm
Oh
just like,
my
leave him
gosh.
alone. Like, it only happened a couple times, but yeah. So like, it's super rare if they're actually like mean to you in person. 9 times out of 10, they're like, what is it, the keyboard warriors, like you guys
Yeah.
know.
Hmm. Keyboard warriors. That's funny.
That's crazy. I don't care what you've done on TV. Like, no one deserves the right to, especially in person. Like, you want to say it on your computer, whatever, but in person, you really have to be mad at someone you don't know. So, damn.
Yeah, it just reflects more poorly off of these people who take everything so literally. And it's just like, yes, these things did happen, but like, it's meant for entertainment. Like, at the end of the
Hmm.
day, like, the person watching it needs to see, like, think of it like that. Like, this is entertainment. These people are brave, they're doing something different, but like, I'm watching this to be entertained. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's been entertaining since, so I'll give them that. But let's get into it. Let's bring you back to your time on the show. Let's start from the beginning. What brought you here? What made you decide you were going to sign up to marry a stranger sight unseen?
My friends saw like an ad and just were like, you'd be perfect for this. I had already dropped the dating apps, I wasn't actively dating. And I've always been a wife. That's just like how I've identified. Like, I just want to have a long term committed relationship. So it just felt like an easy jump. I was like, great. Well, if somebody has that mindset of wanting to work on marriage and like be in a marriage and be a husband, then sign me up. Like, it just felt like a really easy like step. It was kind of a joke at first, and then like
Yeah.
I really got invested into it through the intense application process.
Yeah, I feel like that's everyone's story. Like, let me just sign up, and then you sit for hours filling out the questionnaires. It's like, oh, okay, this is actually a real thing, but cool. We don't have to talk too much about your actual marriage because I know that's, signed, sealed, delivered. But do you feel that despite everything, even though how it ended, that the experts actually matched you properly? Because I know there's a lot of mixed reviews recently, and we're matching for entertainment or for drama.
I really just don't know how to feel about that. Um, if the experts really are how involved they are, I don't know. Like, I don't think that any of us will really ever know, but I do feel like we were so excited at first and there was so much hope. So just based off of that, like, I'm grateful for the match. Like, it could have been such a worst case scenario for me, as I've seen with some of my other
Right,
castmates.
right.
So like, yes and no, but also just on like a basic level, like, I am an anxious attachment and he is an avoidant, and we've always known that. We talked about that. And so it's just surprising that they would think that throwing a marriage together with two people like that would be successful, but who knows? Like, they're just throwing in recipes and seeing what sticks and what doesn't, and there's not really a prescription.
Yeah. And I feel like it is easy looking back to see all those reasons why it couldn't work. But granted, this was watching it on TV, so I don't know the full story. But I did see reasons why I thought that you guys were a good match. So I wasn't, with some couples, you're like, what were they thinking?
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
and I know however you guys feel about each other now is how you feel. But at the time, I thought you just made a very good looking couple, at least. So I wanted to
Yeah,
share that.
absolutely.
There's
No.
positivity there, even though it
Yeah.
didn't end positively.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad we're not like it didn't work out, but I don't speak illy of him. I don't have any like resentment. I'm really sad that he didn't have the same mindset of marriage as I did, which is
Yeah.
just like, you keep working and you figure it out. Like, he always kind of had one foot out the door, and his mindset was like, prove to me that this can work. It was more the experiment, the scientific side of it, and I was going in like, oh, this is going to work, like, we're going to figure it out. And it's just different mindsets,
Hmm.
which is fine, but I wish him the best and I have no ill feelings. I don't know. I got a bunch of messages from fans the other day saying he was talking bad about me on a special, and I was like, I don't want to know. Like, don't tell me.
Well, Gina was actually on the special with him. She couldn't make it tonight, but I wanted her to talk a little bit. It wasn't really bad, honestly. He was more just, he was sharing like his side of the story, but without your side being there, it just wasn't fair because you weren't there to say if things were true or not, but it wasn't anything bad. It was more just
Okay.
like, here's what you didn't see about behind the scenes, I guess, how you two were communicating. But I didn't
Yeah.
see it as anything bad. I just saw it as more like,
Okay.
this is how he interprets what happened.
Yeah, and that's fine. He needs to tell his side because he got a not a great edit. Like we had so much more like funny, hilarious, like loving scenes that just weren't shown from what I've been told. I've never watched my season.
Really?
No, I don't watch the show.
Why didn't you watch it? I always tell people don't watch it. If you're on the show, I always tell people don't go back and watch it. I only lasted 7 episodes of our season.
Well, we watched the wedding episode and already it was just like so far from my memories and so different from
Mm-hmm.
my reality and like the things I was
Mm-hmm.
saying and the context of how I was saying them was so not to my memory, and it was starting to like cause issues with Miguel and I because we'd be like, wait, you said that, I didn't say that, like, and it was
Yeah.
just messing with my memories, and I was like, I can't do this, like my memories are my memories,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Right.
doing this, and it was just sending me into a really negative tailspin, so I could not watch it.
Yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from when you say that. And I always wish that they would show, like you said, the fun moments y'all had. Like capture
There's
that.
so
Like,
much
yeah, it's
more
so much
love,
more.
so much
Yeah.
love, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did show, I have to say, just top of my head, the highlights for me, for you guys were with your baby, McGindy, right? That was the baby's name. I still think about that. I asked them, I was like, can Chris and I get some sort of baby? Because I thought that was hilarious. And not so much funny as adorable, but the prom, like your prom, I thought was so sweet.
Yeah, that was special. I mean, it sucked we fought so much, but the idea of the prom was so
Yeah, the
fun. The
idea.
baby was not great because, we're working our regular jobs. You guys know
Hmm.
how hard it is to
Yeah.
work your 9 to 5 and then switch over to like TV mode. Like,
Yeah.
so the baby messed with our sleep. I actually was lucky. They edited out a lot of negative. I was so negative about McGindy, but I heard that they didn't really air a lot of that, so I'm lucky.
Wait, so the baby really like kept you up at night?
Oh yeah, Miguel would
Was
have
it
to like
crying or what
cuddle
was
it. It
going
would
on?
cry in the middle of the night, and you have to like pretend feed it and like put it to
No,
bed, change its diaper. Like it was like a real baby. I'm not kidding you. So
I
we
did
were like
not know
not getting
that.
sleep, and I was like, throw that thing in the dryer, put it in the car. I don't care.
Go
And
take
he
it
was like,
Blame.
outside.
our son, like he took it so
Oh
seriously.
my God.
So who
Yeah.
woke up to take care of the baby the most?
Oh, he did. I didn't do anything. I hated that thing. But he was like, we're gonna get a report card. We have to do good.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I didn't realize it was that intense. I take it back. That's not something I would ever want. But I thought it was just like when you turn it on during filming or something, it would cry.
I wish that's how it should have been because they should not be messing with our actual sleep. But
No.
Oh my
it ended up
gosh.
it was entertaining, I guess.
Wait, so did y'all actually get a report card?
Yeah, we got like 99%. I was like,
Okay.
"This is yours, Miguel." And he was like proud of his
Proud
son.
dad, that's
That's
right.
so funny.
Yeah.
Have you two spoken at all? Or are you in any kind of contact?
No, we went to a mutual friend's wedding, like separately and had like a quick cordial conversation. I was still, like just healing and getting over things.
Yeah.
So as the night went on, I got like more and more sad. I was like, "Ugh."
Oh.
But
No.
overall it was a good encounter. And then I've never run into him since. Like he still lives here. I did see him like running. I saw him running the other day.
That's funny.
Obviously he didn't know it, but I didn't have any like strong emotions or anything, which was really great. I just,
Hmm.
like I just want him to be happy, and I'm just glad he's moving on. Like we're both moving on and getting past everything, which is the best. So
Yeah, indifference sometimes is the best thing in the world. Just
Hmm.
let him
yes.
live. You're living your best life.
Exactly. Flying and traveling everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you're living the best life.
The best life.
But do you feel like there were any misconceptions about you or you were portrayed in a way that's not super accurate that you wish you could explain? I don't know if you've seen it
Yes.
enough to know, but
No, yes, I've seen enough clips and I've gotten enough messages.
the messages.
I I guess I have ADHD. It wasn't something that was like apparent to me before the show, but the editing that they did just made me seem like super super ADHD. Like couldn't even have a conversation with Miguel. I'd just be like bird, dog, cat. But like what's frustrating is like what people don't understand is like we were filming that scene for like a couple hours.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So all those times where I'm getting distracted by things, it was not one thing after the other. It was over hours. So there's just so much more context to things. I think on that carriage ride, I don't know if you remember, this is so long ago.
Of course I do. Your couple's retreat.
So, like, context, he was reading like a poem, and I just like didn't care. He had already read that poem to me like twice.
Yeah.
He had read it in the car, and the producers were like, "You're gonna read this again in the carriage." So already it's like irritating. You're having to like perform for the cameras when we already had a moment privately. But also, those were not written for me. Like, those were written about exes for exes. So it's already
Oh.
like, I don't want to fucking hear all your romanticizing your exes or whatever the hell his poems were about. I don't know. I couldn't follow them. But it's like, there's so much more context to like things that people don't know or see. And they see one part of it and they just make up a story.
So why did he write a new poem? I'm confused.
That's a good
Is he
question.
crazy? Is he crazy? Like I'm gonna ask him, are you crazy? These are poems for your exes? Like, have you literally lost some marbles? What is going on here?
I didn't inspire him enough to write a new poem, maybe.
Oh my God.
He needs some inspiration.
And if I'm
Seriously.
on a carriage ride, I want to look and see the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Freestyle, make a new poem up as we're going. Do something different. That's not gonna work.
I think I did get a poem though. On decision day, he wrote a poem, so I guess I did get one at the end.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
It just took all
Decision
that.
day. Yeah. There we go.
That's a good one because I do feel like they emphasize the fact that you were maybe not as present as Miguel would have liked you to be, but being on this side of it, I'm like, oh, she probably did that 3 times in the hour and they splice it all together. There's nothing wrong with being flighty and distracted sometimes. If you're just enjoying the moment, you can't always stay super present. So I'm with you.
Yeah, it's just part of my personality accepted about me. It just was never like as plastered in my face. It's, I guess I'm only associating with people who are similar energy to me, and like he has a different battery, and so it was just like such a shocking moment realization just about myself. And yeah.
All right. Well, on that same note, is there anything, again, from the clips you've seen, anything you've noticed about yourself that you've taken as feedback or something to work on after seeing it on TV? Because I know we all have those moments of like, whoa, I did not realize I was doing that. Time to work on it.
No, I feel like that's it. Just being more present, listening. I feel like I'm good at repeating back. So I'm not going to say that one because that's something that I've always worked on, like just in conversational skills, like repeating back questions and saying what you're hearing. But definitely just being more present and like giving people more eye contact. And yeah, that's something that I'm aware of, but I also accept myself for when I am distractible.
Right.
And yeah, so both things. Yeah, that's it. I don't, nothing else. None of the other clips that I've seen have like bothered me as much as that one.
Just the poem.
Yeah.
See, but we didn't know that before. And granted, I was on your side before. I was like, leave her alone. Let her enjoy this carriage ride. But now I'm definitely like, I don't want to hear your poem.
Exactly.
Make a new one up.
How long were you guys actually married for in total?
So exactly 8 months, because
Wow.
as soon as we filmed the Where Are They Now at 6 months, he divorced me 2 weeks later. And that episode was the one where we were like, I got back in my fucking wedding dress.
But you look beautiful, so you deserve to wear it twice.
Yeah, I love that. I did love that dress. But yeah, like wedding dress, talking about starting a family, looking at houses, and 2 weeks later, like it just felt really shitty. The timing was awful because we could have been so much more realistic and honest about like our struggles and like where we were at as far as a couple. But he got a bad edit, so it was kind of like I need to stand by him. Like we're pushing forward with like this storyline that we're doing good, and then it just came and backfired.
Yeah.
That upsets me because you
That
guys did
yeah.
seem happy, but you seem very happy now. And that is the end goal, is just happiness wherever it comes from.
Yeah. The bottom line is like you have to be able to be yourself. I am very vibrant. I'm bubbly. I'm loud. I am all these things. And he did not like he didn't like me. Like, and I deserve somebody who likes me. He didn't
You
like those
do.
things about me, and that is the essence of me, and that's okay. I'm gonna find somebody who is all about it.
That's right. You sure will. So what did you do with your wedding dress? Do you still have it?
Oh my god. It still has like sand on it from taking pictures.
Oh my gosh.
So I want to dry clean it and donate it to somebody. I just like it's just on the never ending list of things to do. But yeah, if somebody wants a wedding dress with sand on it, DM me. I will send it to you.
A beach wedding?
Oh, a beach
It could work.
wedding. That
Yeah.
that would
Or
be a
just pay to go
destination
get it dry
wedding.
cleaned. It's a beautiful dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh, that's sweet.
I want to donate mine, but it's the alterations are so janky because it needed so many alterations in like 2 days. So I don't even think it would fit. It didn't fit me. I don't think it would fit any other person. And it's not worth someone getting it super janky altered to fix the janky altering. So it's just going to live in my closet.
I think that's the hardest thing about donating a dress is like someone being able to actually fit the dress or either, like you said, getting it altered again.
Yeah, I think mine is like all they altered was the height, so it should be pretty standard. But you never know. It's worth somebody's one
Yeah.
man's trash is another man's treasure. Save the earth.
Who wants
Reduce,
a
reuse,
dress?
recycle.
There you go.
Oh, now I'm sounding like Mitch. Everyone tells me I sound like Mitch when I say
Oh
stuff
my
like that.
gosh. That's so funny. Do you talk to, I know you and the girls still chat, but do you talk to any of the guys at all? Or are you guys still close?
Ben and I were hanging out quite a bit. We did like a trip down to Mexico with Mindy from like another season. That was like a
That's
I
couple
so
years
remember
ago.
Mandy,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, she's magical. And yeah, I don't know, he's just like so into his career modeling fitness. We just like haven't been able to line up. And then like Nate and I are on good terms. Like when everyone's together, we're all on good terms. It's just fizzled out over our busy
Yeah.
lives. But there's good energy. I would love to run into either of them.
Yeah, we're kind of in that phase where we're all still friends. We have a group text, but we don't really see each other that often
Yeah.
because people have moved, people are in new relationships. So we're all
Mhm.
still friends and friendly. And I would love to see anyone and everyone, but we used to get together weekly and now
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it
I
just
love
doesn't
that.
work out.
it's just life.
Yeah, your season, you guys seem so close, and I love that you girls are doing this podcast together. That's so awesome.
So fun. It's the only way we get to hang out because we're all so busy that, as you can see, we can barely even get the three of us together. But it is nice that we get to have this platform and bring people like you on to talk to us. And it makes us feel less crazy to know that we've all experienced something very similar.
Yes, yes.
But I hate to use crazy as a segue because it's not at all. But I did want to talk to you. I know you've been kind of vocal about the mental health element of being on a reality show, which is something I feel very strongly about. I know Kirsten has had her own experience as well, where I totally went off the deep end when our show first started airing. Like I was in a terrible place. I quit my job. It was the whole thing. We're good now. So that's the positive. But how did you feel seeing that all and having it all play out? And how did that affect your mental health?
Yeah, I've been open about this. There's already screen rants about me talking about it. But yeah, I was actually having suicidal ideations. I was really, really unwell after the show finished airing. During the show, it was a rough patch. But more when it started airing. Sorry, not during the show. I was good during the show. It was more when it started airing and the after effects.
Yeah.
When I started
Mhm.
getting like harassed and it was affecting our marriage and stuff. But yeah, I was really unwell. I was really, really unwell. I was grateful that the show covered a few therapy sessions and I was able to continue with that. I never actually had to go on medication, but it was really dark times. I think therapy helped a lot and just time, just processing and like trying to put things into perspective, but really, really, yeah, it was bad.
Oh, I'm so
I'm
sorry to
sorry.
hear
Me
that.
too. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. And I'm glad you're able to notice what was going on with you mentally so that you could go to therapy and get that help.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
important to make for sure you're taking care of yourself. Did you like rely on friends and family? Was your family
Yes.
aware? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, everyone, yeah, my mom was a huge support. My friends were all aware. It's just the way I explain it is like the worst case of he said, she said, and you're not able to correct.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just what it felt like. It feels like such a bigger deal than it really is looking out of it, but like in the moment, it feels like everyone thinks something about you and they don't know you, and you're just like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
guys know how
We know the
frustrating that
feeling.
is.
Oh yeah, we know exactly what you're describing. Yeah.
Because you can't say anything. And if you do, it doesn't really matter because no one's going to believe you anyway. And it's just like screaming and no one hears what you're saying. So it's incredibly frustrating. But do you feel like it was more of people's reactions and the public getting involved? Or was it, because I know for me, it was more of people making me think that I was losing my mind. I was like, am I really like that? Are these things true about me? So it was less about what people were saying and more about how it was making me, like you were saying before, it was messing with your memories. It was making me feel like I was wrong about myself.
Absolutely. You're questioning your sanity and like you're questioning everything. And then on top of that, like my partner was also like saying those things were true about me, whatever negative things, it was always like, yeah, that's how I feel, that's how I feel. And so there was no like, I didn't have a strong sense of self at that time to be like, no, this is who I am, this is what I stand for. It just felt so confusing.
I don't know what else there could be to help you prepare, but do you think there's anything that could help you prepare for that, or you just have to live it?
I don't even know. I wish they could give like examples of how editing is done and like examples of what they've taken, like what you've said about someone out of context in the past and how they can chop that up and have you talk about someone in the present. They can do a lot. You guys know how different it can be. So I wish there was just some like examples of that to just kind of get your mind prepared for that, because I went in like totally ignorant.
I think we all
Yeah,
do.
we all do. But yeah, it specifically tells us that they can do whatever they want to with us once you sign that paper, basically. But that's why I always tell people, even when people reach out to me, I think I had like one girl, she reached out to me before she went on the show, and I was like, don't watch the show, don't read the comments. Those are
Yeah.
my two
Yeah.
recommendations to her, because that's
Yeah,
the only way you can protect your mental health.
it is.
Yeah, it's by not even feeding into it, because it does become very unhealthy. And so she was like, okay, I'm going to take your advice. I'm like, I'm hoping so. If you know
Yeah.
what I know, because that's why I pull back. Like, we used to have watch parties and everything, and it was a little bit easier to watch it, with Nicole and the cast, because we had each other and we would joke about it sometimes. And then, like, if I sat at home and watched it, I'm like, I'm about to break my TV, because this is crazy what I'm seeing. So I always tell people, like, don't watch it back and
Yeah,
don't get too
absolutely.
involved in those
Yeah.
negative comments on Instagram and social media and all the Facebook groups.
Reddit is the worst.
Oh my
Like
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
at all
I never
costs.
even went on Reddit ever.
I had never been on in my whole life, and then I decided to start with the show. I was like, nope, this not good.
It's a bad place. But yeah, I've heard confounding things too about like some people think I'm still religious and then others like no, I'm not. That's something that always confused me about the show too. Like with the editing, I'd be talking about like family members and their religious beliefs, and it sounded like it was getting construed to be like I believe these things. So that was also like very confusing and frustrating on my end, because I am not religious. I'm not affiliated at all. I have family members who are, but and I was raised that way, but I'm like very far removed from that.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think being on a reality TV show would show that you're not super religious, but I guess there are shows about people who are super religious, but I didn't get that vibe. I got the
Okay,
vibe that
that's
you
good.
used to be, you were raised in a religious lifestyle, but are no longer super religious, if
Okay,
that
good,
makes
good,
sense.
good.
That's just the vibe I got, but I know you, we're friends, so I know you're not super religious.
We go way back.
Yeah. I've also told the story a million times, so sorry for everyone who has to hear it again. But on our honeymoon, it was when your honeymoon was airing. So it
Oh
was
my God.
Wednesday night, and we sent all the guys like go get drunk or whatever because we all needed a break. And all 5 of us girls were just sitting in Gina's bed, and we had the janky Wi-Fi in Jamaica hooked up to my iPad, and it was freezing every 2 seconds. But we were so excited. We even made like a cheesy little video that we never sent to you guys, but I probably will.
Do you
I'll
still
to
have
go
the
find
video, Nicole?
somewhere in my lost files. I'm sure I have it, but it was just so cute because we were like, oh my God, they're doing exactly what we're doing now. So it kind of felt like we were going through it with you. So we do know each other. That's the point of all of that.
So fun. I love that.
I'll have to find that video.
Yeah, you'll have to find it.
Tell us something we don't know from filming about you, or something that happened that's fun. Like, let's get fun.
Okay, fun. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I don't know what I would say either. So I asked that question expecting you to have something prepared, but I don't even know what I would say.
I mean, there was definitely like, I think I remember a time where we were filming, I don't even know, like a good night scene. We were in the bed and I definitely passed gas.
Oh my God.
Oh
While
my
they were
goodness.
filming?
Super ugly.
No.
Like, and Miguel was so sweet. He took the blame for me, and all the
No.
cameramen were like, "Oh man, that's not cool.
My
Like, we're done. Like,
gosh.
we're wrapped for the night. Like, you ruined it. Like," and I was just like, "Thank you."
Oh
Oh
my God,
my
I'm gonna
goodness.
cry.
How
That's
did that
so
even
funny.
happen? Like, did you know you were about to pass gas? Did it slip
No,
out? Like, what
no, it just relaxed at
What?
the end of the day. Just it happened. Like, you know, it wasn't like a planned thing, but I was just grateful
Oh
like he didn't
my
blame it on me because all like we were buds with the cameraman at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so were
mortified.
we. Yeah.
But it's so intimate, you know, you're like in your home, in your bed, like
Yeah.
trying to get ready for sleep. Like, what? It happens.
Oh my God.
Oh my
That is
goodness. I love that he took the
hilarious.
blame. That is crazy. I would have probably cried. Oh my gosh.
Did you guys work with JB, the cameraman?
Yes, yeah, JB, yes.
He
We
works
love
on
JB.
this. Yeah, we talk about him quite
He's
frequently,
our
but
favorite.
he's on this show now, Balin Out Loud. Have you heard about the
Oh
girl with
yeah,
the
she's
Tourette's?
Tourette's. Yeah.
He's on that show, and there was a scene last week. Gina sent it to us, and she thinks of Joe Biden when she hears JB. So out of nowhere, she's just like, "Fuck you, JB," and starts screaming at him, and he's dying laughing. I'll send you all these clips. He's dying laughing, and we're like, "Oh my God, that's our JB." So funny little inside story that no one else will get. But yeah, you become like family with them for a few weeks because they
Right.
literally see you getting ready for bed, crying, like having these intimate moments with your spouse.
Yes.
I used to hate that, especially the uncomfortable moments. I'm like, but then once time I was like laughing and joking. When I saw them laughing and joking, I was like, oh, well, we could have a comedy show all night. Like the camera people are laughing. All right. So yeah, they do become your family.
Yeah.
There was this one time where I was having one of my many breakdowns, but this was an actual real one. And I could not stop crying. And I look around and it's all men, except one of my producers was a woman. And she sent everyone out of the room and she had them set up the camera. So we did the OTF, just her and I, because I wasn't realizing my surroundings. And I looked and there's like 10 men just staring at me
Oh my
so
gosh.
uncomfortably.
Yeah, it's such an overwhelming process, so much tears, but
Very overwhelming.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like even despite everything that happened and how it made you feel, that you had a somewhat positive experience.
absolutely. Like net positive. I'm so grateful I was married to Miguel that we were able to have such a good time filming. Overall, it was such a positive like 2 months. We had a really fun time.
Good.
Obviously there's like, you know, little things here and there, but yeah, I think I learned so much about myself. I think it's been so fun to connect with people like just throughout my life because of the show. Net positive, dark times. I think the way the show is made is effed up, but it's still entertaining and people like it. So it's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say you learned most about yourself during the process?
Um, oh God, that's a good
I know,
question.
right? Yeah. I
What did
feel
I
like we all
learn?
learn something about ourselves like throughout the process.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think just in general, like, how to communicate better. Just overall, I've learned how much that like I'm going to be true to myself. I'm not going to change for a man. Like I'm just
Good.
not.
Hmm.
I'm not going to do it, especially when it's like characteristics of who I am. I was like selling my soul to try to be this person that he wanted or needed me to be, and like that was the hardest part about it. So I think it's just liberating being like, this is who I am. Like, you either want to date me or you don't. And
Hmm.
I'm so happy if I have someone or if I don't. So I think that's just been the best part is I've always been kind of like conditioned to be subservient or like change myself to make someone else happy. That's just like part of my upbringing and with my religious background. And coming out of this, I feel I feel stronger and like more empowered in that like I will be single until somebody meets my standards and accepts me for who I am.
And you
I
always
love
have to remember
that.
that. Yeah, I love that too. But just remember that because, like you said, you're vibrant, you're fun, you're a sweet person. So just always remember to be true to yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll meet someone in Italy on your cruise.
Oh, yes. Keep us posted.
Are you dating? How has dating been post show? Like, do you mention that to people? Do you just wait for them to find out?
Oh my gosh, I always try to wait until like a few dates and then I'll like talk about it, but it seems like if we're out, people come up to me. So it's more of like I try to get it over with so that if
Yeah.
I am approached, it's not as weird because it's harder to explain when they come up and then the backtrack you're like, "Oh yeah, so I was on a show." Like, I don't know. So
Right.
I usually
Yeah.
just casually am like, "By the way, I was on a reality show a few years ago." If somebody comes up to me, it's just because they've watched it and try to just like make it more casual.
I can't imagine. I would be so uncomfortable probably, and I would probably say it within 5 minutes of meeting someone and no one would come up to me and then I would look foolish. But
Do you have somebody you like that you're dating?
No, I
No.
ooh,
casually went on a few dates like this summer, like with a friend of a friend, and then honestly, like I don't do the apps. I haven't been on any of the apps, so I've just been so focused on working and traveling, and it just nothing has really stuck. But I still love going on dates.
No cute guys on the planes?
Yes, cute guys on the planes, but they never like initiate or anything like that. It's just like one guy asked me for my number, but at that time I had a boyfriend, so it just like didn't work out. But no, not really.
you can write your number like on a cup or something.
How long did you have your boyfriend?
We dated for like I don't know, like 5 months last year. It was
Okay.
like pretty casual. It was a really good post divorce situation, just like really fun, light, easy. He was super accepting, all the things that I needed to just
Yeah.
feel
Mhm.
that last experience. We just had like a lot of fun together. I was never criticized, never belittled, none of that negative shit. So it was really good. We're still really good friends. He's actually a coworker. It just didn't timing didn't work out. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm just like I said, just so focused on the other things, but I'm still staying open, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm just super content.
That makes me so happy.
But yeah.
We're keeping hope out for you.
Thank you.
Yes, we're definitely
Yeah.
keeping hope out for you.
But it's interesting because you said that you went on the show because you had always felt like a wife and you just wanted to slip into that role. But now it seems like you are thriving in this role that's not necessarily wifely. So it's interesting how actually being married changed your perspective. But I like
Yes.
you were just exuding happiness, joy. I can
Mhm.
see it through this virtual podcast. Like, I'm
Aw.
getting that energy from you, and it's just making my heart so happy.
Yay.
Whether you stay married or not, this could be a very negative experience for people. I mean, I am very lucky that I have a very happy marriage from the show, but my experience was
Yes.
not necessarily so positive from a personal level. But it's
Yes.
just so nice to see that you're thriving at the end of
Mhm.
the road, so to
It's so
speak.
important that like you have a successful marriage and you're still bringing awareness to things. I got a good edit. Like I did. I don't know how things would have been different if I was the villain. I don't really want to go even think about that path, but I
Mhm.
still want to advocate and bring awareness. So I just really appreciate like you guys just normalizing and talking about our experience, cuz yeah, it's really needed, and it's really fun to also hear about other people's stories. So
Yeah. And it's good to share the trauma of it all, but also the fun, because I feel like whenever we talk about behind the scenes, it usually ends up like bashing the show, not necessarily our show, but any show people are on, like, oh, you don't see the whole thing. And you don't. There's so much taken out of context, but there's so much fun that happens or personal growth that happens. And
Mhm.
it's
absolutely.
important to talk about those things as well, because then it's like, why go on these shows if anyone just says anything bad? But there are so many positives. So it's nice to hear individual experiences and behind the scenes. I mean, that gas story just sent me over the edge. Like I'm gonna be thinking about that forever. And the
I have
baby,
no
like
filter.
The
you
gas
told
on the
me
baby.
about McGindy crying at night, and I'm just laughing thinking about it. So
God.
thank you for doing all of those things for me.
Yes.
I don't want to keep you too long because we've been asking a lot about your show experience, but personal life, we asked about dating. What else are we doing? Are we still playing Dungeons and Dragons? Probably not, right?
No, absolutely not. No. It's too loaded, too dramatic.
But you know what? You tried, and
I
that is more than I
did.
would have done.
Yeah, I did. I gave it a fair shot. Yeah, I've been starting to run. I'm training for a half marathon.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's been keeping me busy and just like keeping me on a regimen. And I've never been a runner, so it's like I'm an athlete. Like I'll run to catch a ball, but I've never just run to run. So it's a big change. And other than that, just like getting into cooking more now that I have my own kitchen. And
Ooh.
Oh.
yeah,
What do you like
What
to
did
cook?
I was gonna ask
I knew it.
that. You
I
beat
stole the.
me.
I'm sorry.
I am like a health. It's just whatever, like as many veggies, like tofu, stir fries, and just
You're
loading it
so
up with
good.
That
veggies.
sounds
And
good.
I'm not like a taste cook. I'm just like a how much nutrients can I pack into my body cook. But it ends up tasting good. So
It's the doctor in you.
At least you have your own kitchen now, so you can feed yourself. Wait, so is this your first half marathon you're running? Have you ever ran anything outside of
no,
that?
I literally ran like a Santa half K like drunk one time. Or The 5K, not a half K.
The
Yeah,
5K,
Drunk
yeah.
Santa 5K at one point in my life. That was like awful.
Oh my
But no, yeah,
goodness.
I've never trained for anything specifically and never been a consistent runner. So it's,
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that's a big step. My friends and I, we did the 5K last year. So half a mile. I mean, half a marathon. That's what, 13 miles?
yeah, 13.7 or something. Yeah, something like that.
Good
Ooh,
grief.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
we'll
Oh
be
my gosh.
cheering
And
you
when it's,
on.
I
yeah,
have to keep talking
virtually,
about it because otherwise I'm gonna like wimp out. So like the more people I tell, the more people keep me accountable.
there
But
you
I'm
go.
I'm staying consistent, running like 6 to 8 miles a week right now. So just like getting a good base, and I have six
Mm-hmm.
months to like really amp it up. But
Okay.
Okay.
it'll
Okay.
happen. I got lots of
Yeah,
time.
you got this. It'll happen.
We should
Yeah.
talk to Ben. I met him last year when he came here for the marathon, the St. Jude Rock and Roll. But you guys should go like running together, even though
Yeah,
he'd
Oh
probably be
yeah.
so fast. I don't know if I would run next to
motivation.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll probably say, "Come on, catch up." He'll probably
Yeah.
push you. You'll be tired, but you'll be
yes,
trained though. You'll be
yeah,
ready.
that's
Yeah.
true.
And then tell us traveling. I know you're going to Italy. So where else are you going that you're excited about? And where have you recently been that was very
Oh my
exciting?
gosh. I just was in like Canada visiting family last week, and then before that I did a fun trip to Mexico to Zihuatanejo. It was a new part of Mexico. I spent like the
Ooh.
week there on the
Where
beach. We
is
went
that?
like
What part of
snorkeling.
Mexico?
It's pretty far south. I can't remember which state it's in, but I don't know. It was absolutely beautiful. And then yeah, this year I have like a lot of plans. I also went to La Paz in Mexico. I've been really hitting like new parts of Mexico. It's my favorite country, and just trying places that I've never been before.
And you stay for a week by yourself
With friends usually. I
with
like
friends. Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm like, are you traveling here by yourself for a week? Good grief. I couldn't imagine what I would
I
do.
have traveled solo before, but it's just more fun with friends. I love
Yeah.
solo
Yeah,
travel.
yeah.
Next month I'm going to Korea
Wow.
and then Tahiti this
That
summer.
Ooh.
I'm trying to go somewhere international every month. So
is
Wow.
so cool.
That's a dream come true every single month. Okay.
yes,
Let me
yes.
make for sure that I pull up the airlines.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
apply for
send you
all the
the
airlines.
application.
Yeah, send it to me.
Do you get a referral fee because Kirsten's about to get a new job? That's amazing. Wow. All right. Well, wrap this up so I can get back to my Bluey and my dogs. But thank you so much for joining us. This was so fun and can't wait to meet you in person one day because this was just not enough.
Yes, absolutely. If I get a layover, you are the first people I'm contacting, and we can grab
Yes.
dinner and
We
meet.
will take you
Yay.
out. We will take
Yeah.
you out on the city.
Okay. Well, it was so great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for joining. And everyone, thank you for listening. If you have any questions for Lindy, where can they find you?
Lively Lindy, my
I love it.
Instagram
It's so cute.
handle. I read all my DMs. I'm not proud of it, but also I'm kind of proud of it. So if anyone wants to talk to me or has questions, I love talking to people. So yeah.
Nice messages only, but you can reach out at Lively Lindy on Instagram and you can reach out to us at D-List Diaries on Instagram. And we hope you enjoyed what you heard. So have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.